What's up, my YouTube subscribers, my supporters, and everybody watching this video? It's 6:42 a.m. I'm in the Mazzini store in Garden State Plaza Mall. It's been about 26 hours since I've slept. So I've been receiving a lot of messages regarding my personal life and how everything went along with my business ventures, from the Mazzini store to having it all around the United States and different countries. Again, I haven't rehearsed anything I'm saying right now, so if you hear any stutterings, just know it's just off the top of the dome. Anyways, so it started along when I was about 14. I had a little stand in the Bronx, on 170th and Walton, and I had another stand in Fordham Road in the Bronx as well. So this stand was, it's a regular stand I got from a discount store. I had my colognes, my perfumes, electronics, anything I could get my hands on and hustle. So I would finish school, I would take the train to New York. I'll stay there from, you could say, 4:30 p.m. to like 11 midnight. I'll be outside in the cold. I was selling cologne 2 for $35. I was selling electronics, used electronics from auctions. I didn't care. I just wanted to achieve a certain goal. I didn't do it for just the money. I wanted to pave the way for the youth so they could have something to look up to. They could have hope. They could be like, okay, he made it. And if he could make it, I could make it. That's what I want, to build a perception towards the youth. It's not only about materialistic things. It's not only about man-made currency. It's about touching, feeling, resonating with another person, resonating their hardships. So I had it from 14 to 16. Everything went good. I used to travel to Wall Street. I used to take the train to Wall Street. I used to sit on the bench. I was just a regular kid. I had my hoodie on till now. I had my hoodie on. I had Timberlands on. And I used to sit on the bench and just look at these influential people passing by. Like, how can I be like them? Always telling myself, it'll happen. Slowly but surely, it's gonna happen. I just wanted to trust the process. I still wanted to be on a stand, even though I was thinking, okay, I'm on a stand and they're on another level. How can I be like them? Some of them acquired different success throughout their life, and it just didn't make sense to me. I just wanted to acquire something really quick. And I saw the first car that passed by. It was an Audi A8 passing by. In my head, I was like, yo, when I become 19, I want the same car. And that was my motivation as a regular teenager, aside from trying to pave the way for the youth. So I turned about 16 and a half. Again, I started the stand when I was about 14 to 16 and a half. Everything went good. It went smoothly. So it was time to upgrade. I took all the funds that I received the past 2 years in the business. I went to selling grocery to grocery. I was selling them supplies. I had a little book bag on my, a nice little book bag, Paco, I don't know how you call that. Anyways, so I had all the supplies, samples, showing the deli owners, the grocery owners, etc. Hey, this is the product I have. Would you like to buy a wholesale? A lot of people were purchasing wholesale from me, and one thing that got in my head, I'm like, all right, how am I supposed to give them the product? I had a taxi driver. He had a big truck. I'm like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take the orders, and we're gonna drop them off to each location. And he stayed with me for about 3-4 hours a day. We did that for about a year and a half. Did about for a year and a half, just walking around the streets of New York, different delis on the corners in the Bronx, in Manhattan, St. Nicholas, Dykeman, even in Brooklyn, wherever business was, I was heading to it. So, like I said, when I was 14, we just upgraded. Now heading into 17, we did that for a year and a half, and now I upgraded to something else. I was getting into stocks. The same dream I had as a little kid, it was about 17 and a half to 18. The same dream I had when I was a little kid, going to Wall Street. Sometimes I used to sit on Wall Street and cry to myself, like, how can I be that person? How can I have the same thing they had? I was young at that age. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that materialistic things didn't define you as a man. It didn't define your morals. It didn't define who you are, who you stand for. So I was about 18. I came back. I met this. I was 17 and a half, 18. I sat with a broker. He gave me a book. He's like, listen, kid, you're a smart man. Read this book. I see a lot of great things in you. I've been seeing you ever since you were a little kid, just passing by, trying to look at these influential people passing by, trying to read the Wall Street Journal, etc. He's like, take this book. It's about trading stocks. Okay, took it home. Went back home. I started reading it. I was getting into different companies, how the stock market works. And I started getting into penny stocks in different companies. And I didn't understand it because I felt like the game was rigged. I thought only certain people can acquire certain gains in the stocks. And in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe there's another loophole to this. So I took all the money I had saved up in the past 3-4 years. I had about 70,000-80,000, and I started when I was 14. I had like $400 in my pocket. That's the only $400 I had. That's when I put in the stand. At 14, I was caking in about $1,000 a week at the age of 14. I was just saving and saving. By the time I was 15, I was caking about $1,500 a week. You could say about $6K a month. I was at about from 14 to 16 averagely. And so getting into like the wholesale, going grocery to grocery and deli to deli, etc. That was making a decent amount of money. That was making about $2,000 to $2,500 a week. It was doing great. So now, let's get back to the topic about stocks. So after receiving that book from him, I was studying about the companies. I'm like, okay, this is great. I started reading about different companies, about their gains, their losses, what new products they're releasing, and when's the right time to buy in that certain company. So I was studying this company, and during that night, I was around a lot of family members. During that time, like I said, I had about $70,000-$80,000 saved up. I was about like 17 and a half, getting into that. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to take this money. I'm going to invest it in that company. No, it's a penny stock company. So if I lost it, I would have lost all my money. So I'm like, okay, I'm putting in 29,800. It was about 360,000 shares for about 8 cents a share. It was about 29,800. So everybody in my family is like, why did you do that? You're going to lose all your money. You worked all these years. Now you're going to blow it in a couple of hours, even a second. That's how the stock market works. So I'm like, listen, I trusted my gut. I'm going to go with it. I don't care. You will never learn in life without taking a risk, without taking a major step. So during that night, I put in the 29,800. It was in Scott Trade. So I'm like, okay, I gotta wake up when the market opens, and we'll see how things go on from there. I woke up. No, the share was at 8 cents a share. So I opened my phone. The market opened. This share jumped up to 28 cents a share. Then it jumped up to 36 cents a share. Excuse my stuttering. And I'm looking at my gains was about $90,000. I'm like, I'm about to sell. I got greedy. We were driving to work, me and my father and my uncle. So I'm like, yo, I'm going crazy. I'm in the car. I don't know. I'm shaking. I'm making $90,000 within a couple of minutes. And my dad's like, sell, sell, sell. I'm like, no, I'm gonna let it rock. I'm gonna see how things go, because I'm trying to hit 150 to 200,000 to sell my shares, and then I'll leave. Boom, the stock dropped to 19 cents a share. And I was at 75,000, or about 75 or 65,000, I forgot. So it started playing between 26 and 29 cents a share. I sold it at 28 cents. I sold everything for about $97,000 or $98,000, all my shares. I took about $70,000 before taxes. That's my profit. So I'm like, okay, now my whole dream was making my own company. After that, I started with J Electronics. No, I really don't explain money on social media. Me posting this video, I'm just trying to tell you my story life of how everything went along. So I'm like, okay, this money I'm gonna take and open a electronic company. I'm gonna name it J Electronics. I'm gonna distribute to different stores, different departments, sell them phones, iPads, in general, electronic market. So I started getting into that. Once I got into that fully, I was about 18 and a half to 19. I was heading into 19, I believe. And I'm like, okay, I'm putting in all this money, so I hope it pays off, because getting into this business, it's a big business. I had a lot of Jewish friends in Brooklyn. I had a lot of Arabic people in this business as well. So it was a tough business. You were playing with little margins. I was making 10% off a phone. So if the phone was $400, you'll make 10%. You're making about $40. You would have to move thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars to make $4,000 or $5,000. I got into that business. Everything went along from there. So from that age, I acquired I had about 350,000 within a year and a half. Another year and a half, I was about 20 and a half. From there, I met Dave East, rapper Dave East. We started a brand together. It was about 20 and a half. We started the brand together. We're like, okay, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna put this brand together. We're gonna name it Mazzini. I was very passionate about it. I had a lot of ambition towards it, and I wanted it to do really good, because I always wanted a stabilized company where I could receive income from it every month. So we put the name together. We started doing good. We were wholesaling. The name was buzzing. I'm not gonna lie or anything, but Dave East helped out a lot. He put it on the map. So I was producing. I was doing everything. Dave East was doing his part as well. So everything went along, it went great from there. We started getting it in the Bronx. We started getting it in LA. We started getting it in Jersey. We're shipping out to Japan, Dubai, Jordan, Canada, different states, different countries. It went great from there. So we were doing wholesale. We came out with the brand, I think it was May of, hold up. What are we in? We're in 2017. May of 2016, we started the brand. May of 2016, we started the brand fully, where we had it in stores. We had it different stores in Harlem. We had it in the Bronx. It was clicking. We were doing really good. So we didn't want to start the brand online until we had a full stabilized fan base. We were growing the Instagram page. So finally, like September, I think it was September 8th, we launched the official Mazzini site. The Mazzini site was doing great. The first night we released it, so we shipped about, I think it was 680 packages that night. It was clicking. We did crazy numbers. So from September to October, November, December, January, February to March, we hit about 260,000 in sales, in online sales. It did really good from there, and I couldn't believe it. I'm like, okay, I took this brand from nothing. I took it from just Mazzini, and no, Davies helped a lot too. Like, he put it on the map as well. We grew up, like, we didn't grow up together, but like we grew up around the same environment. He knew the people I knew, so it was just a bond. Like, me and Davies aren't partners anymore. He has other business ventures, other endorsement deals. God bless him and whatever he's doing. I'm happy for him. So everything just separated after March. Wholesale was doing great. We went from, I think it was about March to April, it was doing good in wholesale. Heading into May to June, we split. Me and Davies, between March and April, we split. Heading into May, Mazzini was like, it was in the process of building its own store in Garden State Plaza Mall. So wholesale was doing really good. We did, I think, times 1.5 of what we did online. So if we made $250,000 online, we did about, I think it was about, but it went heavy back in, like in the middle of May to the end of May. We did about 400. This is ever since we opened, which is May of 2016 to this May that passed of 2017. In that year, we did about nearly half a million in wholesale sales. It went great from there. Like, the company was skyrocketing. I was walking in the street, just looking at everybody. And before that time of putting the brand together, there was nights I was sleeping in the back of my car. I didn't have money to eat at times. It was hard. Sometimes I was losing it. I'm like, okay, I'm investing all this money, my time, my energy. I'm missing out on my family. And things, I don't know if they're gonna go right. I might make the money for the time period, for the time period and like the time being as well. But I don't know if it's always gonna be a long-lasting company. It's always gonna have that certain income coming in. So I was putting in my heart, my sweat, my tears. I was sleeping in the back of my van. This is before I sold anything. I don't drive a car. I don't drive a car of mine that I own. I've been driving the past couple of days in my mom's car, but I don't own a car. I sold everything. So there was nights where I used to sleep. Now we're going back of when Mazzini first started. Nights where I didn't sleep. I was sleeping like 1 or 2 hours, waking up in the back of the van, going back to the factory, making sure the orders are set up for the wholesale accounts, making sure everything's in place, keeping up to date with my online orders. We had a few errors with the online orders. Some people had a little like errors with the packages. Some packages were getting late. They're late. It was a one-man show. I was controlling everything, packaging the boxes, staying up overnight in my office, but trying to make sure everything is right. Thank God now we have a team. Everybody plays their role, but during that time I was by myself, so it was hard to do everything by myself. And Davies was rapping, so I told him, listen, focus on rap. I got the clothing online. We did great. I think on the first when we first opened up the online site, we did about Like I said, it was about 600 something packages. We did about $37,000 that night. And again, I don't like explain the numbers here on in this video on social media. But I'm just setting out the message of how to conquer your own dreams and everybody that's curious of how things went along. So this company, from being a 14-year-old in the Bronx, New York, from having a stand that had about $400 in my pocket, to having an estimated net worth, I don't have cash on me. Like, I'm not saying I have $8 million cash on me, but the company's worth about $8 million right now. You could say, you put my net worth from being 14, having 400, to having a net worth of $8 million right now. This is not what I'm trying to look for. It's not only the money that I'm trying to acquire. I felt like having a store in this certain place, Garden State Plaza Mall, it's paving the way for the youth, for people that are trying to find the real dream, the real hope. And that's what I'm trying to do. Like, I went to Saudi Arabia back in this January that passed of 2017. I was in Saudi Arabia. It was December 21st that I left. I stayed there till January 3rd. That's when I found myself within God, within spiritual faith. Before that, I had different cars, 3-4 cars. I never lived a crazy life because I never smoked, never drank, still a virgin. Kind of corny to say, but I hold that proudly. Like, I try to not get into parties. I don't go to clubs. Try to focus on myself as a man, perfect my morals and character. So when I went to Saudi Arabia, everything was going good with Mazzini. So I'm like, okay, I had to eliminate all these materialistic things. I got to find myself within God. Sometimes God tests you with what he gives you. So I gave up everything. I went to Saudi. I'm like, okay, I'm going to meditate. And this is a new year heading into 2017. I want this to be a new year. I found myself within God. And if you notice on my social media, I barely promote business. I barely promote what I have. I don't even talk about what I have, business ventures. I would even do this video, but I've been receiving a lot of messages, like I said. So this video, it's more than answering your messages. It's more of telling you my side of the story and everything that I went through, of having nothing, like a couple of $100 to having a fortune of $8 million net worth. I'm not saying, like I said before, I don't have $8 million cash, but it's my net worth. I do, like, there's cash flow coming in, but this is what the company's estimated at. So I'm just trying to pave the way for the youth, for the people that need help. I just wanted to be a voice for, like, if you're suffering through a hardship and you need help, somebody to uplift you, somebody to give you hope, somebody to hold the light at the end of the tunnel. I wanted to be that person. I wanted to be that person that spoke about God, spoke about the message, the right message, building this money as an empire, like letting it be a tool to spread the positive message, to have the funds to back up a message, to spread to the youth and like all the people around the world, youth, elderly, all races, all genders. We're all the same. We all bleed the same. We all have the same dreams, capabilities, talents. And I never believed in the school system, because how can you put me in a class where people have different capabilities and talents, but we're supposed to sit in the class and raise our hand and like wait for you to answer our question? And if we don't pass the test, that determines our success. It doesn't make no sense to me. So I believe that everybody got a different talent. There could be 10 people sitting in class. Somebody's the greatest architecture. Somebody's the greatest artist. Somebody's the greatest businessman. Everybody has a different talent. You can't determine each person. If they pass a biology test, this is what their future beholds. Like, if they pass it, this is what they're going to become in 5 years. So me creating this video, like I said, it's just paving the way towards the youth and everybody that didn't, people that are asking, what do you do in life? What business do you have? How do you make your money? Do you just speak on Instagram? Now I have a store in Garden State Plaza Mall. I wholesale to different accounts around the world, stores. We're currently in the process of opening another 2 locations. One in hopefully one in Long Island, one in Manhattan, and hopefully by the end of 2018 we have a store in Dubai. My whole vision is by the end of 2018 to have 5 to 6 locations maximum. 4 is the least. I just want to educate myself through the things I see in life, the experiences. I look at life, I look at the little things, I analyze it, then I summarize it, then I put it in a conclusion to the people. This is what I came up with. This is what I've seen, and this is what I'm gonna speak. Even with the money that's coming along with Mazzini, it's deeper than that. I just want to fund everything that I want to speak about. The messages speaking about God, because even if you're atheist, I still respect you. Even if you're Christian, I still respect you. I'm Muslim, so you're Jewish, you're Buddhism, Hinduism, whatever your race is, your ethnicity, your religion, I respect you. We all come from the same descendant, and we all return back to the same descendant. It's deeper what you can do in this world. You gotta find yourself within God, within faith. You gotta find yourself within spiritual currency, not only man-made currency. If you let man-made currency control you, because at the end of the day, money was formed by a man. God didn't make paper and put it next to Adam and Eve and said, here, this is the money I gave you guys. No. He gave us knowledge. He gave us fruits. He gave us different things, nature to learn from. He gave us an open space where we could look up and ask him questions. And if you let money control you, that is formed by men. Again, money is formed by man. You're letting a man control you. So use that man-made currency that the man formed and use that as a tool to spread a message to the youth. Use that to fund the real message. Use that to build organizations. Use that to help others. Because you could give me $100 million, but I really don't want $100 million. Give me the $100 million. I would give each person $1 and lead them the way, show them how to make another $10, how to uplift them from their hardships. And then after they do that, it's going to be deeper than that. You just touch their heart rather than just giving them $1 and walking away. No, show them the steps how to make money, and that's why I'm making this video. And that's about it. Just I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm not really good at this YouTube stuff, so if you guys seen the stuttering, it's everything I've been speaking things in existence. Speaking things into existence, and I hope you guys enjoy this video. Whoever hasn't subscribed, subscribe. I'll be uploading new videos. Leave messages below. Let me know what other topic you want me to speak about. Again, I'm new to this YouTube thing, and everything I've been speaking is from the top. So if you've seen stuttering, don't judge me. And God bless everybody. I hope everybody enjoys this video. Take care, guys.